Some school districts that's here in the United States, they want teachers. They want teachers, but they do not offer J1 visa and they do not offer H1B visa. So what do those school districts do? Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about what route we can take to get that international teaching job. Before we get into it, I want to pause to find out if you had a chance to watch our previous video on how to get a teaching job in the United States. In that video, we talk about some of the things that you should have in order to get that teaching job that you so desire. If you have not watched that video as yet, you can always go back and watch it after. Again, if I did not welcome you to my channel, I want to extend welcome to you. The purpose of this channel is to share international experiences with teachers from all over the globe who aspire to become an international teacher. And as such, we have other international teachers coming on this platform to share their experience with you. Also, I share my personal experiences as well as a lot of research-based information is shared on this platform. If this is something that's interesting to you, you don't want to miss any opportunity when a video is uploaded. You need to go ahead and subscribe and also turn your notification bells on. Remember also to give this video a thumbs up and to share with a prospective international teacher. So today we're going to be talking about the pathway we can take to obtain that international teaching job. We will be looking at 3 different pathways today, but I'm sure I will be sharing more with you because there's so many more. I want to break this down for you so that you have a clear understanding of what pathway are available for prospective teachers. So let's get straight into it. The first one we're going to be looking at today is the J1 sponsors. For those who don't know, there are a lot of sponsors in the United States that sponsors international teachers J1 visa. The J1 visa is a cultural exchange visa that allows you to work in the United States. However, there are some advantages and disadvantages to the J1 visa. We're going to go into those advantages and disadvantages in another video. But for today, I just want to give you the surface of what the J1 visa is. For example, if you are an international teacher in a country, for example, Barbados, and you'd like to come here to teach in the United States and you're offered a J1 visa, that will allow you, along with your immediate family, that's your husband or your children, to come here in the United States to work. You, the primary applicant, will be given a J1 visa. Your family members will be given a J2 visa. The J2 visa will allow your children to work and study in the United States as long as they are under the age 21. Once they get to age 21, they can no longer have a J2 dependent visa. So in order for them to work, also they must apply for a work permit. That includes your spouse. So the J1 visa, as I mentioned earlier, is a cultural exchange visa that will allow you as well as your family members to come here in the United States to live and work. Most J1 visa comes with a 2-year residency rule, depending on the country that you're from. What is the 2-year residency rule? It is a clause that says after your time teaching in the United States, you need to return home for 2 years before you can come back to work in the United States. Again, there are ways and means to get around this, and that will be shared in another video. So if that's something you're interested to learn more about, you can put that in the comment below. So Just a brief overview of the J1 visa. Let's tell you now the pathway if you were to come here as a J1 teacher. So the first thing you would need to do is to research online different J1 sponsors. There are a lot of J1 sponsors in the United States. There are so many of them. You'd have to research the different J1 sponsors and see which one fits your background, which one fits what you are looking for. For example, some J1 sponsors only place teachers in South Carolina. Some places teachers in 3 states like North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida. Some J1 sponsors sponsor teachers for many states. So it's important for you to do the research to see what the J1 sponsor offers. Once you get an understanding of what the J1 sponsor offers, you can send a message if you have questions to the sponsor to get additional information. And most of these J1 sponsors usually have a link on their website where you can send a message and they will respond. Once you are comfortable and you say, okay, this is a J1 sponsor I'm going with, you can go ahead and put your application in. Then you should also, before put your application in, get an understanding of what is it they require to be a part of their program. Because as I mentioned in my previous video, all programs do their own community thing where they require what they need for you to be a part of their community. So you need to get an understanding of what is it that they need. Again, I want to share this. Some J1 sponsors, their contracts, you must read what it's saying, get a full understanding of it before signing off on that. This is something I'm going to go more in detail with, but that's going to be in a different video. Okay, remember contracts are very binding, and so you must have a clear understanding of what your contract is saying before you sign. So once you put your application in, then the J1 sponsor will research for different school districts that seek teachers. Once they find a school district that needs a teacher with your qualification, then what they will do is invite you for an interview with the school principal. The school principal will then, do the interview. And then if you are offered the job, the J1 sponsor will inform you, and then the steps will be continued. There might be some steps that were missing because I'm just giving you an overview, but that's basically what the J1 pathway is all about. You find a sponsor, you put your application in, they might search for a job for you, and you do your interview and the paperwork, and the steps continue. Okay, J1 path. Another pathway you can take is direct hire. And a lot of people ask, what is direct hire? And I'm going to put it simple. Just like when you're in your home country, you see a company seeking a teacher, and you go ahead and put an application in directly to that company or school district. That is direct hire. If you backtrack for J1, you actually applied to the sponsor, and then the sponsor found a district, and then the district interviewed you. The J1 sponsor will forward your application to the school district, so you don't need to apply again to the school district. Now, fast forward back to direct hire. With direct hire, there's no sponsor. You put your application directly into the school district, and that's what we call direct hire. So you go directly to the school district, you put your application in, the school personnel's HR department, they review your application, and if you are deemed fit, you are invited for an interview. Some of these direct hire positions might offer J1 visa also, because there are some school districts that offer a J1 visa, while some school districts offer the H1B visa. So you might ask, what is the H1B visa? Well, H-1B visa, again, is a work visa that allows you to work in the United States. It allows you, like the J-1 visa, to work 3 years at the beginning on the H-1 visa. And I did not mention this for J. For the J visa, you get a first 3 years, and then with the possibility of renewing it for 2 more years. So you can stay 5 years on the J-1 visa. With the H-1B, initially you get 3 years, and then you can renew it for another 3 years. So you can stay on the H-1B visa for 6 years. Okay. Again, the H-1B allows you to come to the United States to work, and you can take your family as well. However, unlike the J-1 visa where your spouse and your children can work after applying for a work permit, currently you cannot work on the H-4 visa, which is the H-1B dependent visa. So let me break this down. If you came here on an H-1B visa to teach, then your husband, your children can get the H-4 dependent visa, but they are not eligible to work on that visa. They will not be able to get a work permit to work. So you will be the only individual in the household working, unless they also got a job and they were sponsored the H-1B visa. All right. So direct hire, you can either get an H-1B visa or a J-1 visa. Okay. Process works just the same like you're in your home country. You put your application in, they review, you do an interview, you upload the documents they require, you follow the steps that they basically take you through, and then once the process is completed, you move to the United States to teach. So far, 2 ways: J-1 sponsor or direct hire. All right, let's look at the third one. But before we do that, if you like what you're hearing so far in this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And if you were hesitant in the beginning to subscribe to this channel, and now you're seeing that, okay, this is good information, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell, because there's so much more that's going to be coming. I can tell you right now that the next video is going to be about school districts that sponsor H-1B visas. And some of the school districts I will be sharing, they also offer green card. So all those details will be coming in upcoming videos, and you don't want to miss out on this. Give it a thumbs up, share with somebody that you know want to become an international teacher, so they also can learn all these good information. So the final pathway we're going to be talking about today is, again, direct hire, but a different way of getting here to the United States. Now, there are some school districts that's here in the United States, they want teachers. They want teachers, but they do not offer J-1 visa, and they do not offer H-1B visa. So what do those school districts do? Again, you will have to go direct hire, but your pathway is going to look different from the direct hire that I just shared. Listen closely. So for example, you go on the website and you see a school district called ABC School District, and ABC School District is seeking elementary teachers. You go ahead and you put your application in, and ABC School District look on your application and they realize that you're a good candidate. ABC School District reach out to you and they offer an interview, and you interview with them. You are successful. They want you on board. They want you on staff. But then it gets to the point where, okay, how are you going to get here? What do you do? You're not going to say you're not going to take up the job because AB School District do not offer J-1 or H-1B visa. What you can do is find a sponsor, again, that we spoke about for the first pathway. You can find a J-1 sponsor that can sponsor your visa for you to come to work with ABC School District. And that might sound confusing, but it is pretty straightforward. AB school district, they're hiring you, they want you, but they do not sponsor. They don't have their own lawyer to take care of a H-1B for you, and they do not have anything to offer a J-1B visa, a J visa. What you can do is research J1 sponsors and say, hey, I got a job with ABC school district, but they do not sponsor J1 or H visa. Can you sponsor my visa to work with ABC school district? And most times the sponsors will take up that request. There are J1 sponsors who does that a lot. They sponsor J1 teachers to work in different districts, even though they had nothing to do with the interviewing process or the application process. But hey, you got the job and they want to step in and sponsor that visa. So you need to do that research also and see how that can work for you. So yes, those are the pathways that we talk about that you can take to get an international teaching job. We talk about the J1 sponsors that you can utilize, also direct hire with school districts that sponsor either H-1B or J visa, or you can do your direct hire and then seek a sponsor to sponsor you to work with that school district. Now, if you enjoyed this video, again, give this video a thumbs up. My next video, I did say it before, I'm going to say it again. My next video, we'll be talking about some school districts that sponsor H-1B visa. And it is very important that we know the difference between these visas, because some people's intent is to, in the long run, get a green card in the United States. And some visas are dual intent. Example, the H-1B visa is a dual intent visa. That's something we can go into in another video. If that's something you'd like to hear more about, go ahead and leave that in the comment section below. So look out for that video that's coming up with H-1B, with school districts that sponsor H-1B visa. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.